Pat, when have black people ever? I got a question for you, and I want to believe you, I really do. But when have black people in this country ever been safe? Tell me what day that was, and I will get back. Okay.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, why are we so afraid of what is going to happen with Donald Trump? I mean, he's been the president before, and things were okay. And now I'm thinking that
Pat, everything is not okay. Everything is different. It's worse. It's worse. Like the first
we had another administration in there. For it to be worse, they had to do it, right? And you wanted us to vote for them again. That's what I don't understand. Like, you said it's worse. Who made it worse?
What this Trump administration, and I'm not going to, like, overextend myself. I read the executive order.
No, I'm just asking because, you know,
and if people don't want to believe it, or if you think everything is going to be okay, then maybe it will. And the question that you're asking, maybe I can't answer it, but I can probably answer it better in 2 or 3 years. Once these things start to take root, because they're not kidding. Like, this is not a joke. This is not, oh, he was crazy in his first term. We'll get through the second one. This is different because the things that he's undoing, they're very real.
I liked him in his first term, and I think I'm going to like him even more in this term.
All right.
But I'm just saying that I don't understand why the fear mongering. Why do you want us to jump right now?
Nobody is fear mongering.
Even if it is going to be bad,
stop.
Hold
on now. See, now we got to turn into a monologue because she don't want to have a dialogue. If me reading and interpreting for people that do not know how to interpret federal policy into reality calls that fear mongering, then we just can't agree on this topic. Why do you think I started the show talking about the March 6, 1961 executive order signed by Robert Kennedy? And I took that executive order and I showed you what that actually became in policy. Within 7 years of Kennedy signing that executive order, both of my parents were gainfully employed by the federal government because John F. Kennedy, not Robert, big difference. John F. Kennedy signed an order that created affirmative action saying that the United States needs to take affirmative action in making sure that we are not overlooking black people in federal employment. So within 7 years of that, my parents were gainfully employed at the U.S. Post Office where they retired 40 plus years later. Within 41 years of signing that executive order, every person in my family was employed by the federal government. Both my parents and myself, I happen to work for a member of Congress. So that executive order created my parents' lifestyle and retirement, which put me through college, and also springboarded my career because I got my professional start working for the federal government. That happened and came to fruition by an executive order. Me working for the federal government, working for a member of Congress, not only gave me policy insights, it launched my career in politics because I saw what Kennedy did in 1961 and how it directly impacted my life. Trump has undone all of that. So if I gave you examples, positive examples, my family's example of how federal executive orders can create a lifestyle, can create a vocation and a career and an opportunity for a black family, what do you think is going to happen when these things are systematically taken away? And Trump was strategic. He looked at every executive order that spoke to diversity and opportunity for black people, and he systematically took them out. Now, if you want to call that fear-mongering, that's a you problem. I read the executive order as it was written. You don't have to believe it. If you don't believe it, that doesn't make it untrue. It makes you a non-believer. And again, that's a you problem. I'm going to continue to inform people, whether you like it or not. And if things that you hear make you feel uncomfortable, then go listen to something else, because I am here doing this for the people that want to be in the know, because too many of our people are outside of the know, and that is why we are here. In order to prevent something like this from happening again, we have to know how this actually works. The only defense we have right now is knowledge. Money ain't even going to help you in these next 4 years. You need to be informed. I'm here to do that. Now, you can fight me on it. You can argue with me about it. Fair enough. But I am going to be undeterred because I have to make sure that we are informed. We as black people can't afford the expensive luxury of ignorance. Ignorance is expensive. It costs lots of monies. Can't afford it. Can't afford it. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, what's happening?
Brother, what's up?
This is a big party, man.
Yeah,
I
brother,
can
like,
dig it.
stop. Right on.
Hey, man, what's your name?
By close of business today, diversity, equity, and inclusion offices within the whole of the federal government will be completely shut down. All federal employees assigned to these DEI offices will have their email access suspended and be placed immediately on leave. These employees' status will remain until such time as the Trump administration makes decisions regarding layoffs and alternative placements. This is Forbes.com. I am not making this up. We were told that a loyalty test was going to be required, and that's also in Project 2025. I didn't read the whole thing, but I read enough of it. If you are currently employed in an area of the federal government that is subject to being cut by this administration, if you pledge your loyalty to Trump, they may reassign you. I need you to think about this. You might have a single mother who makes a real decent job working for the Department of the Interior or the Department of Education or in the Secretary